the structure of the Ten Commandments. However, although the law is entirely contained in two parts, our Lord, to remove every possible excuse, chose to reveal more fully and readily in 10 Commandments all that pertains to the fear, love, and honor of his deity, and to the love which for his name's sake he bids us show our neighbor. Our efforts will not therefore be wasted if we inquire into how the commandments are divided up, provided we remember that people are free to decide for themselves, and provided we are careful not to dispute with those who differ from us. I make this point in case someone is surprised by the division which I propose, thinking it to be a very recent invention. There is no question about how many commandments there are, since the Lord by his word has put the matter beyond dispute. There is disagreement only about their division. Those who divide them up so as to include 3 commandments in the first table and 7 in the second excise the commandment about images from all the rest, or else include it in the first commandment, despite the fact that the Lord set it down as a particular commandment. Furthermore, they thoughtlessly divide into 2 the 10th commandment, which bids us not to covet our neighbor's goods. There is another reason for refuting them. No such division was known in the early church, as we will shortly see. Others do as we do and include 4 articles in the first table, but they regard the first article as a simple promise which involves no command. For myself, I can only take Moses' 10 pronouncements as 10 commandments, unless convinced otherwise by clear reasoning. I also believe that they can be pointed out distinctly one by one. Therefore, while leaving others free to make up their own minds, I will adopt what I think is the most probable solution. The verse which they make into the first commandment forms, in my view, a kind of preamble to the whole law. Then the 10 commandments follow, 4 in the first table and 6 in the second, according to the order in which we will cite them. Origen has no trouble adopting this division as being the one most commonly accepted in his own day. Augustine also endorses it in the 3rd book of his letter to Boniface. It is indeed true that in another work he expresses a preference for the first type of division, but he does so for the flimsiest of reasons, namely that if only those commandments were included in the first table, it would represent the Trinity. Yet even in that work he makes no secret of the fact that in every other respect he likes our division better. In addition, there is another father of the early church who agrees with our opinion, the author of the unfinished Commentaries on Matthew. Josephus assigns 5 commandments to each table, which, one may guess, was a popular division at the time. Logic, however, is against this view, because it muddles the distinction between God's honor and love of neighbor. The authority of Jesus Christ is equally opposed to it, since he lists the command to honor father and mother under the second table. Now, let us hear the Lord himself speak.